Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Hobby Hotline, episode 122. Today joined by King Nascar, Logan, and Mr. Brody the Kid.
What's up, everyone?
Yo, everybody.
Football weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, this is going to be a great weekend, man. I can't wait for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. I don't know who to pick. I don't know. I'm not sure who's going to win. I already won my $200 though for my friends playoff thing they do. You pick every weekend. My Bengals Rams pick somehow worked, so I already won $200.
Wow, that's cool, Brody. So what are you gonna do with the money? You gonna buy more cards?
Yeah, probably a card or a box of cards. I don't know. We'll see. My birthday's next Friday, so.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thanks.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Well, I can definitely tell you that your money will go farther if you buy some NASCAR cards. So, welcome to everybody that's in the chat. 3B collection. Yeah, let the NASCAR chat begin. So yeah, so we have a game coming up, but it's gonna be awesome because we have two first-time, I guess, quarterbacks in there who've never won before. So
yeah, I'm glad for Stafford. Finally got on a good team. Former Georgia Bulldog. Always been a good quarterback, but the Lions kind of mess you up a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like NASCAR. There's a lot of really good drivers out there, and they get with teams that don't have good equipment, and they never can showcase what they have. So I'm glad to see that Matt Stafford can showcase what he's got.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Kyle Larson.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No doubt. So what do you guys think of scores? I mean, let's get some predictions. Who's going to win, scores, and all that?
Oh, I still don't know who to pick.
Come on, Brody. We don't have much time.
Well, we got a little bit of time, but we'll spend the whole show.
Well, much time till the game.
I'll say Rams 31, Bengals 27.
Logan?
I'm thinking it's Rams 27, Bengals 24. It's going to be like the dang playoff games. It's going to be a game-ending walk-off field goal probably.
See, I think it's hard for the Rams, I guess, not to win, right? Because it's a home game for them. It is, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing. They're familiar with the stadium and everything else, and they have that home cooking and everything. So,
yeah, but 2 weeks ago it was basically a 49ers home game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Joe Burrow. He's an SEC guy. Well, I guess so is Matt Stafford, but.
He had two SEC quarterbacks.
Yep. So that's good. But Joe Burrow beat Alabama, so I wasn't really happy about that. I'm sure you were happy about it, Brody,
yes,
but
I
wasn't
happy about it.
But so I'm going. That's another reason I'm going for Stafford.
So I'm looking at the chat. Christopher Brown, Rams 35, Bengals 27, Super Bowl MVP.
Cooper
Cup. Yep. Cincinnati 31-27 from Aaron. Rams 28, Bengals 16 from West Texas Wax. The Eli Apple is talking trash about Cup. Who's Eli Apple? I don't know.
Oh no.
What?
I'm gonna regret talking about Cooper Kupp that way when he has like 130 yards and touchdown or two.
Well, that's it, right? Some guys, in Carolina, Steve Smith, that game in Atlanta, they were talking smack to Steve Smith, and then he just went off, and ended up that other guy got so mad he got ejected out of the Falcons player got ejected out of the game. So I guess that works with some people, but then other folks, it totally will backfire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can talk smack about me. I'm not gonna. It doesn't bother me. I'm to an age where I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, but you're not in the Super Bowl either, so.
That's true. That's a whole different level. I get it.
And you're a little bit over 40, so.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, that's what.
And even if he does shut down Cooper Cup, they also have OBJ. So.
Yep.
They got numerous weapons. Yeah, and good morning to Rex and everybody at the shop. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl because then after the Super Bowl, it's NASCAR season.
That's true. Yeah, football ends and NASCAR begins, so that's going to be good.
Good.
I was just talking. I was just talking about that. Sorry.
I was going to say that
the race last weekend
at LA Coliseum. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, I tell you what, LA's been getting a lot of events. They had that event last week. Now they've got the Super Bowl this week. If you live out there, you've got it made.
My number one takeaway from it last week was Kyle Busch was very, very, very mad. And you could totally tell at the end when they interviewed him, he looked like he wanted to go up to Joey Logan or what's his face and just beat him up pretty much. He was so mad.
Yeah, he hates to lose.
Face, just like you could just tell he was not excited for that interview.
He never is. If he could avoid those interviews, he would never do an interview at all. He hates them unless he wins. Other than that, he doesn't want to do an interview. He really hates it.
Yeah, there's so many videos and memes out there with him dropping the microphone or yeah, and he's one of those guys like that feeds off of that. He'll do the bow
on that track.
Say it again.
Imagine if they put 40 cars on that track.
Wow, I don't think they could. I think
I don't think they fit.
I think you'd have it'd be a complete circle of cars. I think you'd have the guy out front on the tail of the guy in 40th starting out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't do that many on a short track like that and with no banking or anything like that. So
yeah, I'm excited for the next 2 weekends. I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I'm excited for the Daytona 500. It's going to be a great sports, basically a week between everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So what do you guys think about, this may be a loaded question, think about the Super Bowl halftime show?
I think it'll be interesting to see. I do like Eminem because I like some of his songs, but Snoop Dogg, I mean, he was Project 70 artist for Tops, and obviously, famous rapper too. But Super Bowl halftime shows are usually weird, so who knows? Especially with all those rappers, who knows what will happen?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are kind of on guard. They don't know. Everybody says that they're going to keep it clean, but I'm sure they're going to have the little. It'll be delayed. It'll be delayed, so they can beep it.
Yeah, that's like a to be continued. We'll see.
Yeah, me personally, it's not my favorite genre of music, so it'll be what it'll be. If they had some older artists in there, like even if they had Elton John or somebody like that, I think that'd be neat. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to watch it just to see if something does happen.
You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do during halftime, so might as well watch it.
Yeah, go to.
I was very bored though. I was not a fan of last year's until the last song because that was the only song I had ever heard him sing in his entire life. So,
I don't even remember it. So that tells you how impressed I was.
Who was it last year?
The Weeknd. I don't even.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't remember the singer's name.
Gotcha.
So, hey, Brody, in honor of Brad, I've got a dad joke for you.
Oh,
Just
no.
one.
He put that in the chat.
He did. So I figured I'd honor that. Why did the coach go to the bank?
To get a quarter.
To get his quarterback.
All right. I was kind of close on that.
Yeah.
One. I was kind of close.
Good job. Yeah, Val's over shaking his head.
It's like, yeah, we'll be here till noon.
I've got some more, but that I'm not gonna bore everybody with dad jokes. And I know Brody probably, you know,
Yeah, when I'm out with Brad, I have to deal with that. So when I'm not out with Brad, it's a week off or a month off from no dad jokes.
So you want to talk about maybe like PSA submissions and how they're handling economy submissions these days?
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do. I was gonna say what's happening in the hobby. I know in like racing, we have F1 and NASCAR coming out here in the next month, I guess, or less. So it's getting ready to start for us. I'm not sure about some of the other sports. We have the Super Bowl winding down, stuff like that. But
Series 1 comes out February 16th, the day after the Topps Rip Party on the 15th. Basketball, I'm not really sure. They're a little behind on basketball. I think like college, I think the only NBA product that's come out, I think, is hoops. So they're a little behind on that. And then football, we still haven't seen Prism. I'm assuming soon, I would think. I think it got delayed a little bit though. It's interesting though, because I remember in 2019, I got a Optic football box for Christmas, and it's almost the middle of February now, and Optic still hasn't come out, and I don't know when it's coming out. So you could definitely see that there's a little bit of delay in products due to the pandemic. So I'm not really sure. I mean, Big League was supposed to come out May 2020. I still haven't seen it.
Oh, wow.
Well, I was going to say, so one of the F1 products, actually, the next one to release is going to be the base 2021. The sell sheet shows July of last year. It's coming out here soon. So to your point, stuff's been shuffling around, and it made sense for them to get Series 1 out first, but things have been pushing around. But one thing I was thinking about while you were talking was I've actually been selling on ComC some of my Olympic cards. I knew the Winter Olympics was going to, come in this time, and I picked up like Chloe Kim and some of the other folks, and to kind of has to kind of resell whatever, so I could take that money and then buy me some Dale Earnhardt relic cards or something. So,
speaking of the Olympics, one of the ski jumpers actually graduated from my middle school and high school. I don't think he didn't win a medal, but it was still cool to see him. I think this was the second time he qualified too, so it was pretty cool. Look up Kevin Bickner. He went to my high school and my middle school, so that was kind of cool to see him there.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was really surprised. It was pretty cool to see that, especially not being from a very highly populated town, but pretty cool.
And then Sean White's this is his last competition, so it's I guess sad to see him stop and with the snowboarding, whatever. But he kind of put that on the map.
Yeah, he did. He's 35 now. I mean, I think they were talking on the broadcast that there was some of those guys were just like infants when Sean White got his first gold medal.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see though who wins hockey, because of NHL not letting players really do it. So that'll be interesting to kind of see what happens with that. If some other country wins it, or I don't know. I also heard, my dad told me this, that some of the hockey players went to is playing for China, and they got fake Chinese names.
Oh gosh.
This is a true story.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised these days because there's a lot of U.S. athletes that didn't make the U.S. team, so they went and played for other countries because of their parents and grandparents' heritage. So I didn't know you could do that. So I thought that was kind of neat that they could do that.
Interesting for sure.
You were talking about Shaun White. I think his rookie card was in 2003 because I was looking it up the other night. 2003 Sports Illustrated for kids. So it's amazing how many really cool and nice rookie cards have come out of Sports Illustrated for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did a really good job. Looking back, so many, even like Chloe Kim, she's in Sports Illustrated for kids. Yeah. So they had everybody first, I guess.
They really did. I mean,
and now they've been accepted into the hobby, right?
Yeah, they're definitely accepted now. In fact, I've got a Shaun White rookie card that's been in PSA, for over a year now. So I'm kind of excited now. I just submitted it because I like Shaun White, but now that he's done and everything and retiring, I'm kind of excited to get it back.
I just did get word that U.S. beat Canada yesterday in qualifying game, so that's interesting. If anybody didn't check out my daily rip yesterday, I opened a pack of 2015 Elite Extra Edition Baseball and pulled this Christian Pache orange die-cut auto numbered to 10.
Wow.
So old random sets sometimes can get you out of nowhere. You could pull a guy that just had his rookie card in 2021 and die cut number to 10.
That's sweet,
Very
man.
nice.
Yeah, I was really, really surprised to see the autograph. It is guaranteed by Panini, and it flipped over. Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden gems still out there in packs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why I'm against redemptions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you get a pack of 2012 something, I mean, you're going to be out of luck.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard for the companies though, because I mean, they have to balance, trying to get the sets out, but not having too many redemptions. It's kind of a hard thing to try to balance on what they think the best decision is. You could probably go either way, but it stinks, but it's also kind of on the players too. Like we saw AJ Brown. He had a ton of redemptions in 2019, and then he said he wasn't going to sign any. So that was a little interesting. But lucky enough, I actually got 3 AJ Brown autos before he was a redemption. So I got lucky there. If I would have got him in later products, I would have never got my card.
Well, I remember back in the day that Press Pass, they didn't have a whole lot of redemptions, but they had a few. And since they've been out of business, I have opened some packs and unfortunately got a redemption. So of course, there was nothing I could do about it. But
yeah, they had a ton of redemptions. I think it was at the 2018 National. I bought this football box. I don't even remember what it was, but it was just 4 cards, 4 autos, and 2 of them were redemptions. So, and one of them was Le'Veon Bell. So that kind of stunk because, like you said, there's nothing you can really do about it.
Well, I was gonna say I was at a card show and somebody had a redemption for a Jeff Gordon triple burner, which is lug nut, sheet metal, and fire suit or something like that. And this is before they went out of business, and I knew, or I was going to take a shot that Press Pass did redemptions. I think it was like 8 or 9 years old, that redemption, but I was like, well, I'll take a shot at it. And sure enough, I contacted them, and they sent it to me. So it was a major win. Press Pass did a great job with the redemptions, but
yeah, they were real good with them back in the day. you could send in old redemptions while they were still in business, and they would either honor it or they would send you something of equal value. So you would get something from them, even though it was a really old redemption.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm still waiting on my 2019 Fernando Tatis Jr. auto redemption that I pulled at the 2019 Nationals. So that's like 2.5 years. So I'm getting a little nervous now. But it's weird, though, to see that I have that redemption, but I'm seeing on-card autographs of him in products now. So it's like, did they just completely forget about that set or something? Like, I don't know.
It's hard to say, Brody. I've got several redemptions that have been there, 2 and 3 years, and I don't know. I guess the pandemic has just really it blindsided everybody, and it's messed them up. And I don't know if they don't have enough people in the office to handle this or what, but I'm hoping that they can get a handle on it and get our stuff out to us, sometime soon.
Yeah, I think if man, my voice, if I don't get it, what is wrong with my voice? Oh man, if I don't get it by the National, I might, kind of ask Panini, what's going on. I mean, he's got on-card autographs and new sticker autos and other stuff. How come I haven't got him mine?
Yeah, at least they could put a sticker on it and give it to you.
Yeah, or just ask for some sort of replacement or something. But speaking of cards, why don't we do a daily rip live on Hobby Hotline? What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
We have 1997 Max Hobby. Let's do this. So you guys can tell me pretty much everyone, probably. maybe I'll know like one or two guys, maybe. But we'll see.
It's 97, old school.
Yeah,
it is old school.
These are pretty cool cards.
Oh wow, Terry Labonte.
That's a cool picture for sure. Pace setters. That's cool.
Big, nice photography.
Ted Musgrave.
Yeah.
Wow, I hadn't thought about that guy in a long time.
Ooh, what is this? Rookie of the Year, Johnny Benson. That's a cool.
Hey, that is pretty cool. Is it?
It's got the nice foil on the Rookie of the Year. That's cool.
What's the number?
The insert?
Yeah. MR9. That's cool.
MR9. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a cool insert. First flag, or flag firsts.
Rusty Wallace.
That's cool. This is a cool set. There's a lot of cool inserts. The photography is very cool. Kenny Wallace.
Yeah.
Chad Little.
John Deere car. Yeah, that's good photography. I like the way they did that.
Yeah. I got another car. Ricky
Creighton. Yeah, that's a Budweiser car, but you see that on the hood, they took the Budweiser off of it for the kids.
That's funny. Mike Wallace.
You got the three Wallaces.
Another Mike Skinner.
Mike Skinner, and that's pre-Jimmy Lowe's. Yeah.
And Johnny Benson.
Again.
Another Johnny
Benson. I feel like I only got like 3 different drivers in that.
Well, you got all 3 Wallaces. You got Kenny Wallace, Mike Wallace, and Rusty Wallace.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. 2 Johnny Bensons. Yeah, like you said, all the Wallaces. Oh my goodness. Yeah, those are cool cards though. Inserts are very cool.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So Max, they made great sets. There's just not a lot really. There's no rookies to chase. Tony Stewart wouldn't have a card until 98. So 97 is really, I don't think, Logan, anybody to chase. There's a few years that was not any really hot rookies. Because you got 98 and then 99, you'd have Harvick and Kenseth, 2000, Jimmy, Kurt Busch, and then 21, 2001, you'd have Newman and Jimmy McMurray. So while the cards are beautiful, there's no collectability, I guess, to it. So, but they're beautiful cards. And then I can't remember when Upper Deck started making Max, if it was that started that year or if it was 98. Because Max was having issues, and actually Upper Deck, I guess, bought the rights to the Max logo and stuff like that, or to Max, and to continue under the Max brand, Maximum. But they're beautiful cards.
Yeah, they are very cool. Let's see if I can guess every driver from this Donruss pack. This is 2021, so
okay.
So that's a fat pack, right? So you're gonna get a few parallels that are only available in the retail brand.
I won't show every card just because, like you said, it is a fat pack. There's a Race Kings Bubba Wallace.
There you go.
Didn't have a great first race, but there was a lot of people that didn't have a great first race, to be honest. Christopher Bell, he did pretty good his first race. I think he finished in the top 10. Keselowski had some issues too.
Yeah, he did.
Well, they're all using a new car, and he's on a new team, or he's part owner of a new team, or he's with a new team.
Rated rookie, Taylor Gray.
There you go. He's young.
I think he's your age, Brody.
That's what I was going to say.
He does kind of look like it. Kevin Harvick. There's Kurt Busch. More laid back Busch. Another rated rookie, Kyle Weatherman. Then we have, it looks like a hollow Donruss Race Kings of Jeff Burton. That's pretty cool.
That looks nice.
It's the optic.
Yeah. That's a sweet.
The optic set is nice.
That's cool. Yeah. Is this the gray parallel, Eric Jones? And we have some blues. I know these were exclusive to these fat packs.
Carolina Blue.
Yeah, those are exclusive.
Brendan Brown. Oh, I like this one. Optic of William Byron. He's been doing really good.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a surprising 2021 season. He out of nowhere, him and Larson were the two out of nowhere that's just started, or in the top 10 pretty much every race. There's a Blue Wave optic of Vinnie Miller. That looks pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I like the
That 1988 Donruss retro design.
Yeah.
Cool. Joey Logano, first winner of the season. Contenders.
Sliced bread.
That's pretty cool. Ooh. Aero package of Kevin Harvick. That's pretty cool.
They do a nice job with those.
Yeah, this sensor looks pretty sweet. Yeah, that's cool. I like that one. Chase Elliott.
There you go.
Nice. Like Chase Elliott. Action-packed Keselowski.
I wish they had those things embossed.
Yeah.
Like the real action-packed.
Yeah, I love those old action-packed. My LCS has some of those old packs, and they're just so cool. I love that set. And then we'll end it off with I don't know this. I don't know what type of parallel this is, but it's a Contenders Kevin Harvick, and it's definitely a parallel.
So it's the retail parallel.
Retail parallel, okay.
The hobby parallels they have some different etchings as well.
Yeah, Donruss Racing seems like one of those brands that even if you get retail or hobby, it's still really fun with all the different parallels and stuff. But hobby was fun, especially last year when it came out and it was $70 a box or something like that. And I think packs on my LCS were $4, and we end up buying. We would be like, all right, let's take 4 packs. And we end up opening almost the whole box by the end because the packs were so cheap. We just wanted to get the 3 hits. All right. That's enough packs. We got all 3 hits.
And then last year they kind of snuck in the 5th anniversary buybacks. And so the boxes started to increase from the 70s to like the 120s.
Is that where they're at now?
I think so.
Okay. When does Donruss come out for this year?
It comes out on the March 16th.
Cool.
Yeah, we're super excited about it.
It was supposed to come out this month, but National Treasures was delayed, so they delayed Donruss.
Okay.
And then I think they have 1989 Donruss kind of retro design, and then also 1981 Donruss design in there somewhere too. So
cool.
We broke down the checklist, or the sell sheet, I should say, on the show. So we're waiting to see the checklists here soon. So
yeah, Donruss NASCAR compared to the other Donruss sets that Panini does, I like Donruss NASCAR the best. With the throwbacks and some of the retail parallels you can get. It's a fun set. 3 hits too, I like. Baseball's 3 hits too, I believe.
Yeah, with everything else going on, and I guess, and comparing it with the prices to some of the other sports, it's a fun rip at a decent price.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments. I was looking at Jason Card. He's asking if we collect NASCAR tickets. I do. The ones I collect are Daytona 500, Brickyard 400, and Richard Petty wins. Those are the ones I like to collect. Of course, if I see any old or unusual tickets, that I can pick them up at a decent price, I'll get them. But for the most part, those are the ones I collect.
You missing one that you collect? NASCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremony
tickets.
Oh
yeah, the NASCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremony tickets. I do collect those. I have all of those so far, and we've been to most of them, luckily.
Oh, speaking of Daytona 500, I believe last year's was the one with the crazy wreck with 1 lap to go, I think, or 2 laps, or was that 2020?
I think it was the other. Last year was the really long rain delay at Michael McDowell. Yeah. If I remember right, that it was the wee hours of the night.
2020 might have been the one with Michael McDowell then, with that craziness at the end. I'm trying to.
I can't remember who. So, who won the year 2 years ago? Do you remember? And I put you on the spot, Logan. I don't remember.
That's terrible. And I don't remember either.
Well, I mean, a lot of stuff has happened, so.
Whichever one McDowell won, I remember that one was crazy because they got into a wreck on the last laps, so they couldn't call a caution, and McDowell just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's where they had that. Yeah, that's where they had that last lap crash.
Yeah, that crash too was crazy. There was a lot of fire in that crash. And then McDowell just comes from like 6th place because all the other cars were all jammed up and somehow wins it like a miracle.
Yeah, he just kind of weaved his way through there and actually won.
Our guy Cole Custer had a good start to the season, finishing 7th place, which I like to see. Hope he has a good year this year. He didn't have a great year last year, but he did get his first win in 2020. I don't remember what race it was, though. I think I still have it recorded. Probably go look, but.
Yeah.
And of course, I wasn't home. I left with like 7 laps left because he was, I think, still in like 4th or 5th place. So I didn't think he was going to win. And then my dad calls me like 3 minutes later. Custer won. You should have stayed home. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's happened to me before.
That's my luck usually.
So 2019-2020, Denny Hamlin won. And then 2021, Michael McDowell won.
Okay, so it was last year. Okay. I wish they still had the Chicago track open because I'd love to go to a race there. I think the closest one to me is in Wisconsin, but that's a road track, so I like the shorter ones better, probably.
Yeah, they've been moving tracks around or modifying tracks, bringing in the dirt for Bristol. Nashville came online, so they've been moving around, like the July race from Daytona to somewhere else, and then the last race, instead of Miami, it's at Phoenix. So NASCAR is trying to shuffle stuff off, make it exciting, make the season exciting. So, but it's a shame they have to, take any off the circuit.
Mhm.
So,
I'm just curious, what do you guys think of the pitting system they had for this race inside?
It was different. I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of expected they had to do something like that because there was absolutely no room on that track to have pits to where you could just drive on the side of each side of the track. So
Yeah, well, we were watching them warm up on Saturday. My dad kept trying to figure out. He's like, "Where the heck are they gonna pit? There's no room
yeah, it's just so small.
to turn into the pit too. With how many cars are going by, you had to make a good turn, or else you were gonna get bumped."
yeah,
Yeah,
you
if
had
you
to
had,
make that left angle
Yeah.
going in.
so they had to throw the caution on some of that, where I don't know if it was Blaney or somebody had to come in, and there's no way they could make that turn fast enough, because it's so small that they had to throw the flag for it. So, but yeah, it's just, and Logan knows this, that they used to actually race inside of Soldier Field
Mm,
They
back in
did.
the '60s. I had a few races, so
that's cool. Wish they were still doing that. That'd be awesome.
Who knows? They may do it one day. If they're doing this in LA, they may try to just do something in Chicago.
Yeah.
yeah,
There'd
they
be a
showed.
more entertaining thing at Soldier Field than the Bears games. Well, the Bears. Hey, the Bears are moving in 2030. Right? They're somewhere around there, give or take about 2030. They're moving to a place in Arlington Heights. So Soldier Field will be open. Could be a NASCAR track.
Yeah, you never know. So
Soldier
hey,
Field is a fun stadium, though. I mean, I see why they want to move, just because for a football stadium, it's small. But if that was like compared to other stadium sizes, it's huge. But for a football stadium, it's very small. It's the smallest in the league, I think, or definitely one of the smallest. But,
even after they've added on to it over the years, it's still not as big.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, do you guys want to talk about the $1 million PSA card heist?
Yeah, that was. I don't know, Brody. Have you heard about that?
I
Did you
don't
read
think
that?
so.
I'll let Logan recap it.
All right. See, what night was this? This was a couple nights ago. Nat Turner.
Oh, wait. No, I did hear about this. Okay. If you
Yeah,
had said Nat Turner, I would have been like, oh, yeah. I looked at the Hobby Hotline chat and I saw that.
yeah. He apparently was in California doing business, and apparently he had a submission there. He picked it up, he put all the cards in a backpack along with his electronics, and apparently he has I would say he has a apartment there, and he just, I guess, went home to the apartment because he was heading out of town the next day. I guess he just thought it'd be convenient to leave everything in the car, so that way he didn't have to pick up much to go to the airport. Well, he gets up, goes downstairs, goes to his car, whammo, car's been broken into, all the PSA cards are gone, and I'm sure he was I would be in freak out mode for sure if it was me.
Yeah.
That many cards.
I don't even know if I would freak out. I might just stare there and like shock and be like, holy cow, how and who, and I don't know. I would just be in like shock mode and stand there for give me like 30 seconds, just look at this and say like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I find it just boggles my mind to leave that many cards out in your car.
Yeah.
I had when I was much younger, I had my radar detector stolen out of my car. They busted the window, and I learned my lesson early on. So I guess this is going to be a good lesson learned for him. But don't you know that the guy that broke into the car, I'm sure it was just all random. And he opened up that backpack later thinking, hey, this is heavy. This is going to be some good stuff. And he looks at it and goes, what are all these trading card things? I don't know what this is.
There's a shot. Yeah. He might not even have known. And then he looks him up and he's like, oh my goodness, I'm rich. But
so
I think that's why when we drive to the National or drive back and we have cards in the back, that's why only two of us go and we stop to go to the bathroom or something. Not everybody goes in. Only two. Nobody can go in the car. There's a lot of cards in there. Nobody else goes in.
So there's a little bit of a NCIS. So they had, I guess he had contacted the police, and the police were helping. He knew he had, I guess, his cell phone, his iPad in a backpack or whatever it was. So the police were there, waiting for them to turn that iPad or iPhone on, so that they could get a ping, and then they eventually did. And so then they had an idea of where it was, but I don't think they went after them right there. Then they were on the move to shopping center or something, and then they surrounded them. Then is that if I read it right, if I remember right? I'm dealing with a cold, so
yeah, it was something like that. The iPad pinged. He had the where's my iPad app on his phone, so they were able to get a pretty accurate location of where it was at. And according to what I had heard, the guy had all the stuff in the back of his truck or whatever, the thief, and they like went up to I don't know if the guy was in there or not. I don't know all the details, but they were able to see that there were the boxes in the back of this thief's truck. And then of course, I guess either he came out or whatever, and they arrested the guy. And amazingly enough, every single card was still there. The guy didn't do anything with them, didn't, throw them away or anything like that. Because, a lot of times when these thieves steal things out of cars, they go through it real quick, and anything they don't want, they just kind of discard into a dumpster somewhere real close. So when he said that his car got broken into, my comment to him was, check all the dumpsters around the area. I said, you might find it in there. But I guess the guy had, well, I don't know that thief had any sense whatsoever, but I think he probably thought, hey, this is something. But those things were serial number. They have serial numbers on you. You're not going to be able to do anything with them, because I know PSA immediately probably canceled all those cert numbers. So if anybody tried to go and check them or do anything with them, it would say contact PSA.
Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody would have broken into that car knowing stuff about the hobby. They probably would have gotten rid of the phone so that people couldn't track down the cards.
Yeah. Well,
because they probably actually would have looked at the bag and seen, oh my goodness, there's over $1 million worth of cards in here, and there's a phone. So I should probably get rid of this so people can't track down the car.
Well, nobody said these thieves were smart. I mean, he was an idiot first for just breaking in.
Yeah, for breaking into a car for cards, probably not a good decision to start with.
No, it kind of goes along with what's going on these days throughout the country with thinking about all the hobby shops that are doing all the smash and grabs and all the break-ins that we're having. It's a terrible time right now to have a shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I imagine it increases their insurance for the shop. I'm hoping they have insurance too for the shop. So, because these card boxes that could be worth thousands of dollars, there's no serial numbers or whatever, no way to track them, and they get busted open, everything's gone. So it's tough. I don't think I told you guys this, but it was at a card show, and they were talking about where two of the dealers had gotten hit too for people stealing cards, and one was a Pistol Pete rookie, and there was something else. So it was a few $1,000s, and to lose that. So as the boom and as everybody's talking about cards and the hobby is experiencing all this, and unfortunately it brings other things as well.
Mm-hmm. I'd say for the dealers, make sure everything's in showcases unless they're like $2 cards or $5 cards, and maybe probably have somebody come with you so that, you know, if you're dealing with somebody else and that guy tries to pull something while you're not looking. But for card stores, I mean, security's just, you gotta kind of amp up the security now so you could get an idea. And I always feel like people that have, one of my card shops, Chris Keller, he owns a card shop, but he also does breaking after the day of working at the card shop. So he's there till probably 12 or 1 o'clock. I feel like he almost has an advantage because there's probably a good shot that if somebody went to rob it, it's probably going to be around when he's leaving. I would think somewhere around there. And I know for a fact that all of his good stuff's secured in a steel safe. Nobody's getting into that without a key, and he keeps the key. So that's what you have to do. I mean, if your $300, if somebody breaks in and they somehow get the $300 boxes that are on the shelf, it stinks, obviously, but make sure you keep the really good stuff somewhere safe. And don't put out every single box in a case. I don't think. Save some of it or put some of it away so that they don't get all of it, at least, especially with things like Prism and other sets like that.
Well, do you think that going forward that maybe something that the card manufacturers could do is maybe start putting in RFID tags in these things? Because, you know, that technology is getting cheaper and cheaper. So I don't think it would cost them a whole lot extra to, you know, have an RFID tag either in a case or boxes. And you know, you can maybe scan it and you know what you got. So if somebody, you know, steals a box and they come back and try to sell it somewhere else, you can scan the box and say, hey, here, this box has been stolen, or, you know, whatever. It's just a thought.
Well, PAX at Target, at Walmart, they all have security things that on the back. So it usually always goes off not because you stole something. It's just to clear that you did pay for it. And they're doing stuff like that with the retail. I'm sure there's something you could probably do with hobby stuff. You're probably not going to put security tag in the pack, but yeah, like you said, there's probably something they could do. Like you said, you know, put that sticker on there. If they go take it somewhere else, you can see this box stolen. Put your hands up.
Yeah, it's just a bad time right now, you know, because sports cards and, you know, collectibles in general are getting a lot of press, you know, with all the pricing and, you know, all the price increases and things that are going on. So I could see where that would be tempting for people because, you know, my LCS, they're in a good part of town, but they've got bars on the windows. So
interesting.
I mean, it's kind of sad when you go and you walk up there and you see these bars up there. It's like, oh wow.
I know one of my local card shops, they do they do have some sort of metal thing they put down when they're closed on Sunday and Monday, I think. Which I think is smart. I one time I had a tournament like literally right across the street from it, but it was Sunday, so they were closed. And I saw one of the employees lift it up and go inside, so they must have still been working, even though it was an off day. But yeah, I think that it might just be something that card shops have to start doing. It's sad and stinks, but they might just have to start doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a jewelry shop now. It's when you've got your good stuff.
It's more expensive than jewelry shop now.
You have at night you have to pull everything out and put it in a safe or something because there's just too many unscrupulous people out there that trying to make a quick buck.
Yep.
One of the card shops by me, instead of having the graded cards, they actually have like a high-res scan or a scan of a card, and then it's mounted on like a piece of cardboard, so you can basically see the grade, see the cert, and see what the card looks like, everything like that. And you kind of just flip through them, and they have it all, the matching kind of in the back, kind of like, I guess, with the old days when they had videotapes or whatever, or they had an empty case and you had to bring it up and to get the video or whatever. So
Oh, yeah, those were the good old days.
yeah, for us old folks. So, but that was a different take on it, right? So you don't have to. People can have access to it. They can look at it, whatever else, and but not actually have the cards out there. And this was about a year or two ago. So this is all pre craziness.
Well, PSA is doing some kind of fingerprinting, some kind of micro dot or something that they're putting on these cards that they can identify these cards. So even if you pop them out of a case and they get resubmitted back to PSA, they're going to know, hey, this was card number whatever, cert number, and it was stolen. So, I mean, you're just not going to get away with stuff like that. It's like, we've got a bunch of fools here in Memphis that they go around and they rob these convenience stores and they steal all the lottery tickets. And it's like, hey, all those lottery tickets have serial numbers. They know what's on them. They know that you took them. Why do you do that? It just makes just idiots.
So when you were talking about the Wi-Fi tags, that's what I was thinking about, was the scratch offs. Maybe they do something on the outside of the cases or something like that where they know, all right, these serial numbers are inside, and if something gets stolen or whatever, that they know, the boxes that are inside. Kind of like, to your point, if you steal a roll of scratch offs, they know the numbers that are in that lot, and then to be on the lookout for them.
I agree. Yeah.
And that kind of segments, though, we were talking about with PSA, though, about this economy and still getting into this waiting room. So it seems like there's a lot of demand still to get in at the economy at $50. I think it's 50, right?
It's $50 for the economy, and it is a lottery. As I have come to find out, is I guess I just didn't understand it the other day. I had tweeted out that I had gone into their waiting room to wait to get a number to be in the lottery, right? So I'm in this waiting room, and I literally got into the waiting room like within a half a minute of when they started. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get a low number, right? I'm going to be able to get a submission. Well, that's not how it works. You can join the waiting room because it's open for an hour. You can join that waiting room, at the beginning or right at the end. It doesn't matter. You're going to get a random number. And the other day I had done one and I was like number 5,040. And then the one I did a couple days ago, I was like number 3767. And so that tells you the demand right there. I mean, that's how many people are waiting to have a chance to submit cards. And once the waiting room is over, they randomize it. It says calculating, and then all of a sudden your number pops up on the screen of where you are in the line. It's like, every time I've seen that number, it's like, well, I'm never going to get a submission out of this, because I've got some Dale Earnhardt rookie cards I want to send in, just 2 or 3 that I'd like to get. And what they're doing is they're allocating 5 subs, per person. There goes Brody. So that's how they're allocating it right now. So, I mean, what do you think about that?
So did you say it was like 5?
You get 5 subs.
I mean, as a NASCAR collector, there's only a few cards that I could see, paying $50. That's still a lot, because that's probably more than the card's worth for most of the stuff that I do anyway. But I mean, it still allows them to take in those economy classes, and if people want to submit, then that's fine. So instead of saying no, and then when they say yes, that they have this massive tidal wave. So I think it's trying to stop that tidal wave from happening when they say go, or when they start reducing the price, right? Because they've had the backlog for so long, they probably do need to have some new revenue coming in. Because I have one that was a bulk sub that was like everybody else that sent it in like February or March or whatever, that I'm still waiting on. So there's that massive backlog that they're finally working their way through.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have heard, but PSA now has a podcast. They had their inaugural episode, I think, this past week, and they were talking on there that they still have a 6 million card backlog, and they're hoping to have that backlog done by like early fall. Is their what they're anticipating having that done?
Wow.
So they still have 6 million cards in backlog. So they're going to keep doing this lottery system for a while. And it's exactly what I had thought, when we were talking about it several months ago, that, there was no way that PSA was going to be able to say, hey, start sending us your submissions, because they would just be back in the same position again that they are now. So they had to do something to limit, and that's the way they're doing it now. And I totally get it, and I totally understand. You may not like it, but I think it's fair, and I think it's very smart of them to do it that way.
Oh, I just have a curious question. I want to hear what you guys think about this. So, if you look at a Beckett 9.5 compared to a PSA 10, a PSA 10 wins. But a Beckett 10 versus a PSA 10, usually the Beckett 10 wins because it's hard to get. So, I'm curious, do you think the PSA is only more popular because you have that better chance of getting a 10 since there's no subgrades?
Maybe. PSA started all of this, so of course they are the incumbent, they are the leader. And it's it seems like when there are auctions, PSA graded cards realize more money compared to a BGS. But yeah, you do have something there, Brody. The BGS 10s versus the PSA 10. I would think it would be very comparable, if not maybe just a little bit better.
So we always forget about the secret sauce.
The registry.
PSA set registry. Yep. While the the 10 is great, the SGC or the Beckett 10, for the most part, I think people are going after the set registry, and I think that drives a lot of it because they're trying to get the best set. Logan, you can speak more about this, but if I had the choice between the two, because I do the set registry, I want the PSA 10 because I can use it on the registry for maybe a set, or a player, or a team. There's multiple set registries you can do with the card. So, does that make sense?
I think so. Yeah, I was just curious about that. I've always wondered about that. But there's also, I have some cards that I'd rather send to PSA because I think they'd get a 10. But I have one of the case hits they used to do in Absolute. I think they might still do it. I'm not sure. A glass card, and they were redemptions. And it's a glass card. So the corners are round, so there's not gonna be anything wrong with the corners. There shouldn't be anything wrong with the edges. Centering should be fine. So the only thing that could possibly not make it a black label 10 really is the surface. And I look on eBay at some of the other ones, and they're all either like an 8 because the surface is terrible, or a black label 10 because the surface is perfect. So the card's like perfect. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'd save it for the national.
I don't know. I think they use a black light to check the surface. So
okay, I'm scared. I'm scared to take it out of the thing that PSA gave me. It's scary. Whenever I hold it up, I get scared anyways. I'm so scared to, like, just even if I accidentally, even if I just dropped it on my breaker, man, I'm scared.
is it a normal size?
It is. Yeah, it's super thick though. It's it's like the card's like probably as thick as like if you got like a laundry tag or Nike swoosh or something. Like, it's very thick.
Wow.
What is it?
After we get off air, I'll show it to you guys. I'm just scared. I don't know, like, what is the best way, because, I mean, I'm not taking it out of that thing, so that's up to them to take it out. I ain't taking that thing out of it.
Yeah, it sounds like this would be something at the National then.
Yeah,
For sure.
probably.
Because I have some like that too, that for whatever reason they're oddball, that I would
Mhm.
take it to the National other than trying to send it through the mail and risk damage. So Rich Frank here.
Yes.
So what do you think about the season? I heard that they're gonna be meeting again.
I
So that's a
think we
good
will.
sign.
I think we will. I think we will. I don't know too much about the lockout and like the specific details, but I don't think it's going to go to the point where we don't have a season. But we never know.
Well, if they're smart, they'll get this thing resolved pretty quick. It doesn't do anybody any good to lock anybody out and not have the season. I mean, you look at what happened in 1994. That's
Right.
I told people before, that's at that time I was collecting baseball cards and NASCAR cards. I was so jaded by the baseball players that year that's when I quit collecting baseball cards completely and shifted totally to NASCAR. So they don't want to alienate their fan base. So they've got to get it resolved and have a season.
Well, I'll go one better, and of course it's not economy, but a class. But with the inflation and everything going on, they're losing big time. No income coming in at all. So they're fighting over a little bit when they have nothing. So right, wrong, or whatever, they definitely need the wheels to bring in revenue. Otherwise, nothing at the stadium, nothing for the players, nothing for the teams. Souvenirs I'm sure are down or whatever. Everything's down across the board with nothing happening.
Yeah. I was just on a podcast and we talked about would baseball cards really suffer from that? Would they completely drop if that all happened and there's no season? Like, is Series 1 back to being a $70 box? Or is there still demand for it because they think eventually there's going to be a season? And it's interesting. We'll see. I don't, like I said, I don't know too much about it. I'm sure more adults probably understand it more. I haven't looked into it too much. I'm just excited for the season, really. So we'll see.
Yeah. I feel like they'll have it. I think we're going to be okay.
I think they will. They would be smart to have the season.
Yeah, but they can't let it go too much longer. I mean, we've got to get the spring training and everything.
Yeah.
Well, out of sight, out of mind, right? Good, Brody. I'm sorry.
Oh no, what'd you say?
I was gonna say, there's so much happening in our society that. So, all right, baseball players aren't playing. That's fine. We got basketball, NASCAR starting up. We have hockey playoffs coming. So, baseball. All right, well, that's fine. We got
the other interesting thing about that is, though, if there isn't a baseball season, what about Fanatics? If the cards are getting messed up because of the lockout, what about Fanatics?
Well, I know we talked about this before, but Fanatics definitely overpaid at the time, right? So that was at the peak. I mean, I saw this back in 2000, 2001, like when the not to go old school here, whatever, but that when you're buying something at the peak and you overpay, and then everything starts correcting, and then you start to get like the real price. So Fanatics going to be in it for the long haul, so they're probably going to take a loss the first so many years, whatever, to recoup this. But I'm sure there are some worried people there. I'm sure there's worried people at Major League Baseball because, yes, it's not the number one U.S. pastime or whatever, but there are way too many other sports now. Look what's changed in the U.S. with the internet and everything else. Hey, if I want to watch bowling, cornhole, Olympics, whatever. I mean, baseball's great and all, and baseball's kind of long and boring, to some. So there's other quicker, faster sports and more relevant or whatever. So,
what makes baseball fun to me is obviously I love playing it, but there's just it's hard for a lot of kids, I feel like, now to really enjoy watching baseball because of, like you said, it's more slow paced, but you have to be one of those kids that likes listening to commentary because that's kind of the fun part about it. Because if it's a 2-1 final, the commentary and what they talk about each team and certain players and stuff like that, that's where it keeps it interesting. So that's why I feel like some kids kind of are like, oh, baseball is boring. It's not as fast paced as basketball or football or hockey.
or I'll say Eric Almirola. He played Little League baseball, but he was so bored, he got into racing go-karts and stuff like that. So, yep. But back to, so I think the players and the owners, they're probably ready to start the wheels of money churning again.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I don't know if you guys have any more. We're after the 12 o'clock. If any more you want to talk about, we can wrap it up.
No, just waiting for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. Will be fun. Make sure you've got your belly pills for after all that food.
Yeah, so I know some years it was like nobody cared about who was playing. It was all about the commercials, and other years it's about the game. So or the halftime show.
That's why my mom watches the Super Bowl, because she wants to see all the different commercials. That's why Super Bowl is so attractive for everyone, because everyone will watch it, because the people that don't like football, they'll just watch all the commercials.
Yeah, which is great because there's not maybe everybody's paying attention to the commercials, and then all right, the game's on. Let's go get something to eat or whatever.
Yeah,
because you don't want to miss the commercial.
And the commercials were good for that Rams-Patriots Super Bowl in 2018, where it was 13-3, and I felt like I was gonna fall asleep because I was so bored. Luckily, I started watching some breakers that were breaking, or else I might have literally fallen asleep on the couch because, oh my goodness. Hopefully the Rams can score more than 3 points this year, which I'm sure they will. Probably on the first drive, they'll at least get to 3. Hopefully.
I think they will. I think the Bengals are going to have their work cut out for them with the defensive line of the Rams. So I think we're going to see a good game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the key matchup to look at this is the Rams wide receivers versus the Bengals defense, I think. Because if those corners and safeties can't guard Kupp and Beckham, they're going to lose. I mean, it flat out. And it's the same. That's really the X factor on both sides, because both teams have stud wide receivers. The Bengals have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. I might be forgetting somebody. I can't even remember. But yeah, Jalen Ramsey's going to have to step up and not get beat like he's been getting beat lately. So we'll see.
Yeah, no turnovers. He needs to have no turnovers.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Any last words you want to? Brody, you got anything coming up or?
Oh yeah, I do have a little mini Super Bowl episode show for my Hobby Life show, episode 49 tonight at 6 p.m. East, or 6 p.m. Central. I mean 7 Eastern. Just about 15 minutes, a little shorter. Fun product review. So yeah, come in the live chat, check it out. Sure, we'll have a couple giveaways.
Well, I enjoy your racing card breaks, so keep those up.
Yep. Well, I'm with Val on NASCAR Radio, which we have new episodes dropping every Friday. Me, Val, and Jason. So check that out. And I'm on Instagram and Twitter at King NASCAR.
Yep, and as Logan says, at NASCAR Radio on Twitter, and then we also do NASCAR, F1, and IndyCar when the seasons start. So we'll be talking about the new F1 cards coming out as well as the new Dunruss NASCAR. So everything auto racing with trading cards. So, but thanks for watching. Tune in Tuesday, Hobby Hotline. We'll have some more guests or guest hosts, and of course, everybody. Thanks for participating in the chat. Hope everybody has a fantastic Super Bowl Sunday, and we're out of here.
Peace out, everyone.